What's happening? What's going on? How y'all doing? Trey Vietnam in this bitch. You know what to do. RPM, Wu Bang, all that good shit. Yeah, thought I'd do a little short video and just go live with it. To talk about this issue of race, man. Um, Race is a funny topic, man. It's hard as hell, especially feeling the way I feel, thinking the way I think, because the way I think and feel about this shit is just so different that I'll be having to explain myself, excuse me. I'll be having to explain myself on both sides of the line because the way I be dismissing the racial issue, I don't be really meaning to dismiss like some kind of responsibility or cultural ties that I have to other black people just because I'm black. I don't be meaning to like discount that, but I be feeling like we got bigger fish to fry, even though racism, systematic racism, global racism is a big issue. I think it is. It's a real issue. Yeah, I know. I know the background noisy as fuck. Outside, inside to be even louder. My kids is going bananas right now. I ain't had to work today. They not used to really seeing me in here on a Monday morning, Monday afternoon like this. So they bugging. This is like the best I can do right now. I try to be mindful of that and speak up a little bit. The live gonna be short. I just wanted to do a little something, but I'll try to be mindful of that because I know the noise and the traffic gonna be crazy. Um, but yeah, man, this idea of race, man, racism is an issue, but I think we got bigger fish to fry, and I think that we can address a lot of stuff at the same time. We could try to right a lot of injustices all at the same time, and we look at the root of what it is that we actually dealing with, and then counteract the control system enough that to free up black people, you got to free up white people too, because we all a slave to this financial system. Because what they trying to do with the financial system, central banks, fractional banking, that practice, the IRS, you see what they got going on. The World Economic Forum, all of this shit is really tied together. So when people talk about like systematic racism and wage equality, yeah, we need to address that, but that's down here. If you really want to address the real shit, you got to ask yourself where this funny ass money came from. Did they break any laws or rules uh, to run this fractional banking game that they running on America? And every place that they fucking pound into the fucking ground, and then magically this fucking pounded pavement, ground, dirt, grass, and soil that they wouldn't be smashing these other countries somehow spawns of central bank. That shit happens a lot in these fucking foreign affairs that we get ourselves involved in. Y'all gotta ask yourself why all of that shit happened, and then we can talk about wage inequality. Like the wage inequality thing, to me, man, it's weird because it does deserve our attention, but like it's just hard to explain, man. This is why some black people that be on that black power shit, I be like, yeah, I'm with you, but you missing the point. We ain't got time to fight for that. We supposed to be going bigger than that. Because you can't really solve the problem of racism really with no kind of legislation. So to even speak in the legislative process, your wishes and desires for people to not be systematically racist, you ain't gonna never get that shit, bro. Especially if you really understand that it's not just happening here in America, that it's a way of life on planet Earth. They always do this. They always conquer black and brown countries, smash them for their fucking resources, throw a central bank in there, drive these countries into debt, and then hold the people and their land as collateral against this fucking banking game that they play all around the world. That's where the big issue is. It's hard for me to see that and then want to debate with my employer or anybody else on this ground level about wage inequality, bro. If somebody gonna do that, then y'all go do that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the other shit to focus on the bigger picture type shit. Cause somebody got to be doing all of this shit, bro. So everybody just play their role, and then things will be what it is. But when I point these things out and I go, man, come on, man, then people be like, oh, you think the white man's being fair out here? You trying to impress or get along with the white man? No, the fuck, I'm not. No, cause I recognize what that is. But I do believe that there's a distraction that to get us emotionally riled up, to get us lost in the sauce down here on the surface. So we just stay on the surface, feeling like we are addressing these big issues that do need to be addressed. And then it's like, yeah, they do need to be addressed. We know y'all hearts enough in this social engineering that we doing to know your heart. And when we talk this racial shit, when we talk this Roe versus Wade shit, when we talk this gender shit, we know we're gonna tug at some shit that's really supposed to have some attention on it for society to manifest to a higher level of peace between us. Yeah, y'all know that. And we're gonna waste y'all energy getting y'all waist deep into a whole bunch of bullshit, petty shit about issue where you feel like you're doing something and y'all gonna miss the fucking bus. You missed the fucking boat at that point. Because if you want to squash all this shit, you got to go to these control systems and say, whatever is in your control to manipulate us or force us into anything is what needs to be knocked out the way. And since I can't legislate morality, you're not going to be able to write something on paper to magically make people not be racist. Even if you force them to not run their businesses in this way, people still find ways to do certain things, man. And y'all not even going to address with no honesty how racist, child molester, child traffickers, and drug traffickers still find their way into these government offices, oaths, and uniforms and badges and shit, so they can run that same shit that they claim to be chasing, right? While they hide behind their illusion of authority to get away with the shit they're supposed to be out here chasing and protecting us against. That's such a flaw in the system that we know that they're always going to infiltrate that shit, just like y'all can't keep the fucking cocaine and the heroin out of a maximum security prison. Y'all don't really got control of nothing, and I think y'all know that. Y'all just like this cover to say, human beings will be human beings. What you guys are, we also are. We are not God sent. We are not God in the flesh and none of that shit. We are susceptible to our prejudices, biases, emotional flaws and emotional damage and all this other shit from your childhood that you need to seek counseling for that you never did. Y'all are prone to all of those things, and then y'all go get these government offices and then y'all hide behind that shit. That's why when people say, I want to speak on racism in the justice system, I go, stop giving them a place to hide, because that's not the only thing they're jumping in there to hide from. So how about we remove the power for them to hide with any of it? Then we go, you can't be a child molester and hide behind a cap and a gown because you're a judge. Boy, if we catch you, then it's on, and you are subjected to everything that everybody else gets, and you need to know that you're gonna get harsh punishment off top of you because you're taking this position that you could abuse. If we catch you abusing it, public display of, hey, don't do this, don't do this. Like, we need all of that, bro. But the system is so messed up that if y'all want to talk about racism and y'all want to be so emotionally invested every time y'all see that, which I do understand. I'm a black man. I understand. That's what y'all don't get, because I can say that we doing ourselves a disservice by being too emotionally invested in that, when we need to be going for the whole cake. I don't want just a slice of the crumbs or a little dab of the frosting off the cake. I want the whole fucking cake. And if you want the whole fucking cake, if you really want payback for what they did to our ancestors with slavery and all this other shit, if you want payback for the lost history and the lost touch with our ancestors and who we really are now, if you want payback for all that shit, you know what you do? This is something else to what I'm about to say that black people can't dig when I say it, because they think that I'm dissing my own people. No, I'm not. I'm talking about we need to get down to the meat of the shit, because whatever we've been fucking up all this time and missing the fucking real answer, we've been fucking it up, and somebody got to call that shit out. Martin Luther King wanted to work together, segregate. Integrate, right? Martin Luther King, that's what he wanted. Then you also got to have that other side, man. Malcolm X wanted to completely separate. He wanted a whole black nation or whatever. That's them two niggas. Good for them. You know what I think? I think the system is so fucked up, so flawed, so in debt to us and a whole bunch of other people. For all of these other various reasons that ain't got nothing to do with race, because they smash everybody for whatever reason they can find on these people. We just happen to be black, and they think, that's my focus to smash y'all. Cool, whatever. I say the system don't deserve to exist at all. It all has to go. That's how you square that shit. You can't square that shit by separating from this traumatic display of dominance and evil by them and say, man, we just gonna go on from it. Nah, you supposed to tell them, get the fuck up out of here. You ain't never supposed to recognize your blackness and all this fucking history we're supposed to have all our hearts in as black men and women, and then not think that the system has to go. For real, I ain't separating shit. This my shit. I don't want to integrate with the super evil racism at the upper echelons of what we're dealing with here. The true racism that I'm gonna get to in a minute that we do need to be paying attention to, because it's a give and take. It's a give and take. This lower level racism between me and a fucking racist neighbor, I ain't worried about that shit. I just need to, I need to be able to do this without being fucked with. Did I protect myself with pure defense and nothing else? And if I have that, I'm not worried about somebody being racist. He gonna get his ass smoked for that shit. Tell him he gonna get his ass smoked for that. I need to be free to do this, and then he can be free to be racist, and then we'll see, but may the best man win. We'll see what happens. Let that be the natural manifestation of the shit. Y'all don't need to legislate nothing. Just leave me alone, and then the problem will handle itself. That's the way that's supposed to go. But we need to go at the system in these ways, because all this little petty ass that we doing, nitpicking or whatever, I think we give way too much credit, which looks like fate to the system when we say we'll play their game or fuck with them from the inside. All that shit sound crazy to me, bro. It needs to not be here. I don't want to negotiate with terrorists. That's what they say, right? Yeah. What is being done is terrorism. It is government control by dominance, force, violence, and armed, all that shit. Yo, this is how they come to you with everything that they do. If a cop, you can take a low-level situation like a law enforcement officer. They front line is law enforcement. That's how they keep you so far away from the Ivy Tower that they put the police out there first, and the police come hard as fuck. And that ain't even the end of the story. That's the beginning of how far they want you away from them castle walls, bro. And if a cop came up to you and stopped you for any reason in your car or had to address you at all, the cop could literally say, or I will kill you, after every sentence he says, and he wouldn't even be exaggerating. He'd just be thinking out loud, because that's what the fuck he means when he says what he says to you. That he is total domination, total compliance. And some people go, oh no, that's not true. Oh, because you saw somebody mouth out at a cop and get away with it? That cop didn't go where his job will allow him to go. That's him. But the fucking lane allows him to go far as fuck, to the point that if you get kind of loud or you cussing to him, or he can take anything that you say as some kind of indirect threat, all of a sudden he's got the right to get on you. But he threatened you when he walked up to you with his gun saying, stop your fucking car, this is gonna get dangerous out here. That's a fucking threat. When you see the lights, them lights is full of all of the threat that you know that they bringing to you, because once they on your ass, they will not stop, whether it costs them their lives or it costs you yours. They not fucking playing, and it could all be about money. It could all be, well, we did all this because we wanted to write this citation. Motherfucker, they want to stop the car, and they turned into all this shit. People died, and all we wanted to do was stop them and write them this ticket and make us give y'all, let them go that far with that shit, bro. And that's a systematic thing, because a black cop that pull you over coming with the same energy that the white cop is. If you made all the cops black, I'm not gonna feel no better about them, yo. I will feel no better about them. Who gonna be like, whoo, thank goodness, all the cops is black? What? Like y'all don't see what niggas do to niggas in other circumstances anyway. Because we know deep down, human beings know deep down, that when two black men bump heads and they cross paths in a violent way for whatever reason, we not ever thinking that this is going on because we are black and this is the spark of the conflict, is that we black. So when they say black on black crime, I go, get the fuck out of here. It ain't no black on black. This nigga tried to rob me and I wasn't going, and that's got nothing to do with us being black. But they throw the racial nomenclature over the description of what it is that's going on, so that you constantly think it's a race thing between us, when really we only get heavily involved with the people that we live around. And if we live around a whole lot of black people, the chances that my house is going to get broken into when I'm going on vacation, that it's going to be a black person, is going to depend on who's in close proximity enough to even see that they got a chance to even do that. And if I'm living around other black people and this man happen to be black, let's say I pull up when he's still in my crib, unloading my shit, and then there's a conflict, y'all will call that black on black crime. Y'all will let them do that. Well, how is it black on black crime when being black ain't had nothing to do with that? Number one. Number two, somebody involved in the fucking conflict is actually acting in defense. But y'all make it look like it's all crime, it's all bad against each other, and they black, and then y'all act like that's the meat of the fucking situation, and it ain't. Because ain't no black man finna get cut no slack because he black when he fucking with me, trying to get into my house uninvited, messing with my kids, creating a bad environment or dangerous environment for my kids. Ain't nobody getting no slack cut for them because they black. So I don't know where this, when you look at the core bottom line to this shit, I don't know where this racial thing is really supposed to really be sticking, bruh. Black people can say, you know, we the chosen people, and talk about the evolution or this deep history of mankind and how we responsible for this and that or whatever. That's cool. But even if we is responsible in the way that some black people really believe that we are, cool, fine, whatever. At the very minimum, that puts us as mothers and fathers of planet Earth in general, and this is all our shit, all our children, all our land. We're supposed to nurture, care for, and protect this shit at all costs, and that would have to mean everybody down the line. The most you can possibly say is, not only are we being attacked for being black, we are being attacked by the children we're supposed to be here to protect, because we them niggas. We this. All of this for humanity, and black people really believe that that's what we represent. So everybody, I always feel like everybody be taking so much stuff like in a divisive way, when it could be looked at as an all-inclusive way with a lot of things, man. With a lot of stuff. But race is one of them things, man, that can easily drive us, man, and it's tribal as fuck. It can drive us away from each other, and it's tribal as hell. But what I do know is, I can point to a white guy that would be honored to help me defend my kids' dangers of the world. And this child kidnapping and human trafficking shit is some crazy, scary shit, excuse me, that deserves all hands on deck, as a matter of fact, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But I can find a white boy that would help me defend my kids and other kids against that type of shit. Then I can go find a black dude that would love to be the one to get his hands on these kids so he can do that funny duddy shit to the kids. You see what I'm saying? Race couldn't determine whether my kids were safe or not between these two different men that I just described right here. So when it comes to the bottom line is keeping my kids safe. The race thing I had to come later, super later, because bottom line is black, white, don't none of that shit matter. Protection for my kids, for damn sure, from me, at all costs, with all the energy that I got to give. You see what I'm saying? And when I do that, I know I cannot use race to determine are my kids safe or not in the presence of or in close proximity to this man or that man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all gotta feel me what I'm saying. I would definitely choose to befriend, to respect, and to never be a threat to a white boy who loves his guns and loves his gun freedom. And I would respect that man over a black cop, because I don't like fucking cops, because of the job is flawed. And I ain't even talking about personally, I'm talking about the job is flawed. That line of employment is fucked up, and then you plug anybody in there, and I gotta say, fuck that nigga. And I don't care who it is. If my brother was to become a cop, I go, nigga, you crazy. What the fuck would you do that for? I don't want my kids to be cops. There's a list of things I don't want my kids to be, and cop is one of them. Ain't none of my kids gonna ever grow up to be no fucking cop, bro. Fuck out of here. That's how I feel about the police. So hillbilly white boy that understands and respects me where I'm coming from with this gun shit, it means me no harm, because he love that gun shit too, and he don't trust the government and what it is that they're trying to do, where this is going to lead to if we allow them to do this shit. Yeah, he cool with me over the black cop that'll pull me over and possibly even smoke my ass on my birthday in front of my kids over seatbelt money if I refuse to pay that citation, and I go and live my life the way I fucking want to, like I did before they stopped me, and I don't stop for nothing, and I say no to their ass just as hard as they saying, oh yes, you is gonna pay this shit, don't move that car, your license suspended. As hard as they do that, I come hard right back. He will kill me catching up to me and bringing that shit to a head, and he would not stop because it was my birthday and my kids are here. It's not an exaggeration. People be acting like when I get that example that that's some kind of exaggeration, and it's not. It's a picture that can easily fucking manifest right before your fucking eyes, respecting and dealing with and allowing law enforcement to be what the fuck it is that they are. Because you wouldn't allow me to do that shit for the exact same reason unless I had a badge. And then magically you go, oh, now you can. Because of what? Ain't your fucking boss, and you don't owe me no money to fix nothing that ain't got no victim attached to it. That's law enforcement, so I don't fuck with them. So when I say niggas that are law enforcement, you get the fucking thumbs down from me. The hillbilly white boy that wants to leave me alone, don't want no smoke with me whatsoever, and he agrees with me about my assessment of the government, he's going to be cool with me over you, bro. It ain't no black power shit gonna change that. You see how that shit gotta come later? We got bigger fish to fry. Y'all bugging. Y'all always worried about all of this other shit, man. Sports, entertainment, all this other stuff, man. Black on black crime and all this sort of shit got y'all hypnotized. Got a lot of black people seeing me with guns and they go, man, I don't want nothing to do with it. Why you don't want nothing to do with that? Because something bad happened to your cousin and some other shit that went on in your life in the streets. And now you a felon and you can't even be around guns. So now they just got your whole spirit about your independence just killed because the sight of a gun, they won't even let you like that shit. They won't even let you respect it or acknowledge it or nothing. With that title, felon, right? Now look at you. They just beat you out of all of your revolution, bro. Beat you out of all of your revolution. You fell victim to the system. They wrapped your ass up. You gonna blame it on whatever the fuck you want to blame it on your circumstances. All your circumstances are being manipulated, so it ain't even 100% your fault. Yeah, people got life choices, but your environment is hard as fuck to fight off of you. How you fight your environment off of you to be something, and ain't nothing in your environment inspiring or allowing for that to truly inspire you inside so that you can manifest on the outside. You know how hard that is to do? It's just hard to do. And there's still some responsibility, some hope that you have inside yourself for people to go out of bad environment and circumstances to be something greater, because that's what you just want for everybody. But you do see it happen sometimes, but all the time we don't. We talk bad about these people, their drug habits and how they went all fucking crazy shit. I try to understand people for who they is when I meet them. First of all, when I meet you, you already was who you was. I ain't do that to you. I try not to take your shit personal, first of all. And I know you done been through some struggles, and if I had to go through it, maybe I will beat your ass too. Bro. Because I don't think I would have been myself if my mom would have sent me off to live in Japan when I was 6 months old and I grew up in Japan. I wouldn't be who I am right now. Same DNA, same person. I'd have been something totally different. Environment is hard for you to shake, and it's real hard for something inside of you to come out in your DNA where you would just manifest to be who you are no matter where you are on the planet. Untrue. That environment will steal all your shit, sway your shit this way and that way. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's what it is, man. Your environment is powerful. Let people be who they is. Try to let people be who they is. But life is deeper than that, man. It's deeper than a lot of stuff we giving it, man. And we go race. It makes sense. This is what we need to pay attention to. And then y'all focus on this level. And when y'all focus on the surface level shit, y'all ask for and beg for and expect for the same system that been hearing y'all crying about this shit since forever to fucking change it now because you the one saying it. They don't care. Do what they do. Everything they got that they want, that they proud of, they've accomplished, that they running right now, it's because they took that shit. I don't know what the fuck all the crying is for. That shit is tantamount to a fucking 7-year-old throwing a fucking tantrum, bro. Stomp your feet. Slam your bedroom door, so what? Your ass is sounded. They don't give a fuck. Fight for some shit. And if you don't fucking understand that, look at them. They serve a dope ass example of what the fuck we should be doing. They think the gun gets the job done. That's what the system thinks. That's what they know. Because it ain't nothing they don't bring a gun to. And very often they flex that shit, and then they act like if they got pushed to fucking flex, then whoever they flexed on deserved that shit. Rest in peace. Fuck them. They gone. We won. We doing this for America. God bless them. Wave the fucking flag and all of that shit. They do all of that shit till you make you honor that extreme level of violence. And when I go, man, fuck all that. I don't want nothing to do with none of that shit. As a matter of fact, I want y'all to leave me alone. Y'all are scary. And don't ever fucking tell me shit about my guns and none of that shit. I ain't going. When I see all that shit and I don't trust them or nothing, I'm the extremist for saying no to that high level of fucking violence and craziness and insanity and shit. Bro, I don't want nothing to do with that shit. If government was one nigga, how crazy it was. But it's a whole bunch of people that pretend to provide fucking services that you couldn't get without them. Yes, the fuck you could. I ain't never seen a fucking team of politicians out here on a jackhammer and a cement truck and all this shit fixing these fucking roads. I never seen it happen. So stop playing. Fuck out of here. Yeah, that warrior shit for real. That warrior spirit is dope as fucking. Really, they try to hijack it all anyway. They say if you feel like you got a warrior spirit, become a military soldier, spin this shit over there. Anybody else, the propensity for violence like that in defense of what you love and believe and want to protect and shit, then you're a maniac if you feel like that, but you don't want to be a fucking agent. You don't want to be a law enforcement officer. You're a psycho if you feel like that, but you're not one of them. But if you want to feel like that, then be one of them, and then we give you one of them and all the fucking benefits and the pension and all. Get the fuck out of my life with that bullshit, bro. All of my aggression and my propensity for violence is against people who insist on being violent. When I was like out here hugging, trying to love each other, figure out consciousness and planet Earth and all that other shit, man. Come on, man. We supposed to be working together in peace just so we can figure out what the fuck life is. This tangible, touchable shit. What is this? What's the science behind it? What's really going on? Where it come from? All that. We should be working together to do that. But instead, y'all want me to have to defend myself against the skin, which I did. Which is why it's hard for me to be proud to be black. I can be proud to defend my black, because whenever I'm going to defend it for being a black man, because all of that pride is there in that regard. But to say that I'm proud of being black when this is not a fucking accomplishment and I didn't even choose this shit, I didn't achieve it or nothing, bro, that to me, that is telling me something, that there's bigger fish to fry. We can come back to that later. Because whatever is the loudest for life inside of me, whichever one comes out first, that any man from any man, that any man from any faith, culture would have to embrace and understand where I'm coming from, would have to be the fact that I'm alive and I want you to not fucking touch me. And that I created life, I got kids and I want you to not fucking touch me. Ain't a man, race, culture, religion alive that can't understand that when I said it. So that's where the truth is. That if I got to say it's because I'm black and expect for that to make it more respectable to you or sound more dangerous to you because I say it's a black thing, I don't need none of that shit, bro. Just know that what I say is what I fucking mean about my kids and all that protection and shit. Everything else has got to come later, bro. Y'all nitpicking. Y'all are framing yourself into a box that these social engineers know that you will never show out of. Jesse J, where the fuck these niggas at? Where all these other, where's outside? Where's this nigga at? See what I'm saying? I lost faith in all of this motherfucking black push for black equality when I realized how bad the system is, and I realized that the financial system and the way they got this funny ass money going, that when it crashes and then we all kind of fall to some overt financial debt type of servitude and control, our race is not going to save us. Being white is not going to save you. Being black and indigenous, if that's what you think it is, that's still not going to save you. This will make it fucking hard. And it ain't going to matter what the reason is that they come to you, because everybody who opposes you, who wishes to threaten your life, especially when you were doing no harm to them and you were no threat to them at all whatsoever, they bring this fight to you. I don't even care what the reason is. Everybody who comes to me with intentions on doing that gets the same reaction, and whatever they influence was, I don't even care. I don't even care what the reason was why you came like that. If you come like that, smoke, sparks, lights, light show, all that, bro. It's just gonna be up. I might not even give you time to explain or expose your reason for coming like that. If you come like that, then that's just what it is. Then it's gun smoke, man. It would be weird if we all look the same. And you know what's funny about that? I be seeing these motherfucking movies of the future, right? And all the people still be Asian, black, white, redheads, and all that stuff. Shit, I go, damn. This supposed to be the year 3795, and we still all. Y'all, it was some racial segregation and stay with your own race going on for 3,000 more years. The fuck? You would think everybody just look like my kids. My kids half white. And they look like islanders. They just brown. My kids look like whoever they standing next to. If they standing next to the Middle Eastern people at an Indian restaurant, you'll think that they with their peoples. That's where they belong. We at the Mexican food truck down here. My kids look like orderly homes. They look like them people or them Aztecs, man. That's what they look like. The fuck? It's the cream soda too, by the way. I ain't never drunk a beer or no alcohol a day in my life. The real shit, man. This the racial thing, man. I get it, man. It's not like I don't get it, but I think that these divides that they give us in society work so well because they hang them on things that make sense that they know that our heart is going to be attracted to. So they attract our hearts and then they smash our shit. And then they go, now how you feel? I mean, because look at the emotional debt that this country is in no matter what they do to try to fix it. And I don't think there's any way to fix it. Reparations wouldn't even work. And yeah, I ain't never had no alcohol a day in my life, man. I'm 41 years old, I ain't never drank. And what I liked about that is that I told myself I wasn't gonna drink. And I had I'm the oldest of 4 kids, even my little brothers, my sister, cousins and stuff, and we was ever at parties when we was young and shit, people was drinking and shit like that. Somebody offered me some shit, and before I can go, nah, my brother be like, man, don't offer him that shit. He said he don't want that shit. I want to get to me. And my brother doing one of them. You know what I'm saying? And right along with my own choice to want to stay away from it, other people around was giving me the opposite kind of peer pressure by making sure that when I say no, that they echo me. Nah, don't even try, bro. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? And that shit helped a bunch, man. It helped a bunch. I was in a fraternity in college and everything. Still never drank. I was a designated driver in my fraternity. I got many calls, late night, early morning, Saturday, Sunday morning and shit, man, going to pick people up who been drinking too much. And that's just what it was, man. And that's cool because really you can't miss what you never had. I have no desire whatsoever. Alcohol just never seemed appealing to me anyway. It's real cool for me myself to be like, bro, alcohol never crossed my mind. Are you crazy? I don't want no fucking alcohol. And even to this day, I'm like a child, an inexperienced child when it comes to that shit. People are like, oh, smell this. I can't even smell the alcohol in this. This fruit as hell. You would like this. It ain't this. Because I be telling them I don't even see how you're supposed to drink that shit. That's how I feel when I smell it. And they go, smell this? And I go, I smell nothing but alcohol. You talking about strawberry, this and that? Alcohol. Smells like alcohol. It smells like what you got in your cup is $5 on pump 3. I don't know why. I don't know how the fuck anybody would drink. It smells like you're not supposed to drink that shit. That is gasoline you drinking. Like alcohol is crazy as fuck to me. So no, don't want it. But man, race, man, let's let this shit go, man. We got to do better. I know we can do better than this. I know we can do better than this. What I would like to see, which is what the elitists. Hi, Trey. My son is in the room. Hi, Trey. I'll be in a minute, okay? Wipe your nose. This boy nose running like fucking Bo Jackson, fucking Super Bowl Sunday. This is Bo Jackson in the man. Look, man, we can rise above this. What we want and what I want is exactly what the system doesn't want, and that is a 1,000,000-man march, mixed races, all marching saying the same thing, and we're armed. A 1,000,000-man march that wasn't full of men. They feed y'all shit. They gave y'all that shit so y'all feel like this is what it looks like to stand up. That's bullshit. Standing up is doing this. Standing up is saying what you got to say like that and being like, and we feel like y'all got here on some bullshit. Y'all breaking your own laws and rules and you're not supposed to do that. 18 section 201 and 242 will tell you that every cop, judge, and lawyer in this country is a fucking constitutional felon. Period. That's how fucked up the game is. That's why when Martin Luther King was saying integration and Malcolm X was saying segregation, I was like, no, neither one of them. I ain't going nowhere and I ain't linking with them. They gotta go. That's the only way to fix this shit. Is to knock it the fuck over. There's no way in hell one dude could be doing what government was doing to get y'all to respect or honor or salute this nigga. Y'all would want that boy to go to the dirt. Y'all would want him in the fucking dirt, and you know it. Stop playing. It couldn't be one dude doing this shit. Doing it all? No way. No way. And it okay because it's this big thing, and I feel like y'all feel like it's okay because it's this big thing because you're scared of it. Because you won't be scared of the one dude, and you know you would stop him if he had the same credentials. One man responsible for all of this government shit that everybody's complaining about. The Democrats is fucking it up for the Republicans feel the same way. The government, the government, the government entity, the thing, this illusion is allowing for people who don't deserve to be there to get in there and then to fuck it up. Both sides feel like government is capable of doing that. And you know that they do because when there's war in another country, that is our country. When we got a conflict in another country, what we are really saying is some regular ass people who ain't worth shit because they too violent and cynical and controlling to have gotten their hands on this illusion of authority, have actually gotten their hands on the government steering wheel in this country, and they are driving this shit off a cliff. We got to go over there and stop them, because this is what happens when bad people get their hands on government and think that they shit. That they run this shit. All government says about other could go over there fucking with their shit. And then when I go, no, y'all too, they go, us too. No, not us though. Not us. Yes, you too, nigga. The fuck is every single government is always standing there with open arms to whatever fucking psychopathic asshole with a certain level of intelligence, charisma, and financial access to be these things, because it costs money. It's always standing there with open arms, waiting for the baddest people to come in there, and they do. As a matter of fact, I think you gotta cancel yourself. You gotta cancel your consciousness and your empathy towards humanity to be these people. As a matter of fact, you have to. It's that deep. You can't get there and be good. That's how deep it is. That's why I don't fuck with any of them. I don't understand how anybody could. Everybody sit here complaining about their government and don't think that maybe the answer is let's get on some voluntary meetings so we can see what people's minds is at. And for real, I'm actually a voluntarist minister, a legit ordained voluntarist minister. I'm one of like 7 or 8 of us in the whole world. And what I mean by that is that I do believe it to be a spiritual thing, that any relationship formed in your life journey that is void of your voluntary consent from all angles is not only enslaving you, but it is stealing your soul is to freely the world, to freely roam the world and ponder its own existence. You got to be absolutely free to do that and to do it right. And all of these blocks down here is got people fucked up. I don't think that this is who I was really supposed to be, this kind of guy like this. I think I'm just the kind of guy that will, when I see what it is, I'll react like this. But I can't work this bullshit job to pay the motherfucking bullshit taxes. The whole time I'm watching the skies to hope that someday that we avoid the possibility of government business between our government and other governments doesn't result in planes flying over this bitch. You see what I'm saying? Total spiritual fucking domination with that kind of fear and propensity for violence hanging over our heads at all times. You totally stealing my thunder, bro, when I'm supposed to be here letting my soul do its stroll around this motherfucker peacefully, man, so I can figure it out, so I can enjoy it, so I can see what it is. You fucking it up. And I take high offense to that. And it's not just them breaking a law. You are fucking with my soul's journey. It's that serious. So fuck them, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Fuck them, not just ours, but all of them, to the dirt with their ass. Everybody gonna die someday anyway. They got no problem pointing the finger who they want to destroy, and then they do that right in front of everybody, and they try to convince you to honor that shit. Fuck that. In defense of what the fuck they got in store for us and for you and for my kids and yours, I get to say fuck them, and I mean it, and I get to say don't fucking touch me, period. Now let's see what it's gonna be. And I don't know what's wrong with that, because I never would initiate no violence upon nobody. Nothing. That's part of who that I won't do. I will not start the fight. If you start the fight, I might even attempt to fucking put the fire out, to not do this. And after that, then it's go time. You have to get what you're asking for, because the expectation that you're not gonna get that kind of a thing from me or any man is ridiculous. I expect every man to fucking fight for his life. I don't treat no man. I don't care what you know of him or what I think I know of him. Ain't no man no pussy to me. Everybody got their button. Everybody got their time to shine, to answer the call of laws first, natural laws first rule. It's the first rule. The Constitution kind of fucked it up. Fuck the Constitution. We don't really need it because natural law is already here. Y'all being distracted by that too. Just like the race thing, you being distracted. It's a good issue that they put someplace and then they fuck with you about it so you don't see the whole big ass fucking picture that it never should have been a fight, and whoever told you that it was a fight needs to get their ass whooped because it wasn't no fucking fight in the first place. Ain't no fight about no gun rights. It's already natural. First natural law is self-preservation. You get to do that with whatever you get your hands on, period. And if that happens to be a gun and you trust and like your chances to defend your life with something like a gun, you get to do that. And nobody gets to tell you not to. Period. And if they get to tell you not to, they have to convince you to fight, or they have to. But there is no mag that'll fucking pull my guns out of my hands and off to fucking DC some goddamn way because I lost my moral right and responsibility to protect myself. Get the fuck out of here. DC can't tell me shit. They just like China, Russia, India, Pakistan, Germany, Guam to me. You can't tell me shit about nothing when it comes to my gun. Can't tell me shit. Fight me for it. What the fuck is you talking about? Now, same thing with this racial shit, though. I can't change your heart if you racist. I don't care. I don't even want to try no more, bro. I don't care. Be who you gonna be. Just leave me alone. You better hope that shit don't get your ass smoked out here, period. And it should, and I hope it do. If you racist like that. But I don't want y'all to write no more laws or nothing to fucking tell them not to do or say nothing. Fuck is you talking about? But I'm gonna end this live though. My kids is going crazy. To figure that out, it's a deep conversation and it takes more than one live stream or a few videos of me addressing it for you to understand completely where I'm coming from. I didn't touch on fucking 10% of what I got to say about the race thing, how I think it affects the world. Where the real racial issue really is, because it is real, it's just a distraction down here to make us fight about it down here on some shit that we know in our heart must be there, and to make you fight your fucking shadow. Don't fight your shadow, bro. You want to fight that real racism, you got to tell the system that allowed the blessings of slavery to happen to favor anybody else. Whatever illusion that was, say, make that illusion go away so nobody even thinks that they can ever get away with that again. That's how you fight it. Is that nobody can never even pretend, even for a second, to get away with that. You can't sanction it, you can't write it into no law, you ain't got the power to do none of that shit. Ain't nobody gonna follow you or nothing. It's an individual thing. What you do with your own fucking life when you offend or threaten somebody is gonna be your responsibility to handle the manifestation of whatever the consequences are. If you started that fight, good luck, nigga. You might die for that. That needs to be the rule for everybody, and can't nobody get away from it, and can't nobody hide behind nothing. Can't nobody climb the mountain to claim to be the ruler of nobody, because whoever try to climb the mountain, we blow your ass off the fucking summit. You get nowhere. Whoever climbs the mountain gets blown off that bitch. You get nowhere. That's how you keep anybody from ruling you, is that you say there is no rulers. Not even me upon you. No. I don't rule you. You don't rule me. There's nowhere for us to go now. Man, good luck if you fight me one-on-one. Good luck if you fucking click up. We click up too. But it ain't gonna be no, hey, there's an illusion. I rule you. So, don't fight me. Nah, boy, you want to rule me, there's a fight. Period. That's what the bears in the woods say. That's what the shark in the ocean say. They don't give in to one shark because of nothing. That boy got to fight for his life every day. Period. Oh, yeah, it will. It will. And I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. They smoked Dr. King and Malcolm X and JFK in a short time, and they made a generation of people say, man, don't speak out against them, man, they'll get you. They even doing things right now where they get people. The fact of the matter is that I don't really fucking care. And there's gonna be some collateral damage involved. They can't do that. They better watch they step. All I'm doing is motherfucking talking. I'm actually literally kicking a discourse between me and my fans, because I want to write a movie, and I'm just kicking out ideas for a film that I'm writing. Anyway, so they do Independence Day and all these other movies. They got Sicario, where they actually got all these movies where they pretend to be these gangsters, mobs, and shit like that, whatever. So I'm writing a movie about, inspired by some true events, about a revolutionary. So I even got a digital film degree. Like, so, I'm just kidding. Anybody got any more ideas? I mean, we'll talk about the climax and the ending of the film on another live. Woo bang. So I catch y'all next time, yo. Do your thing. Own a gun. Get a gun. Learn how to use it well, because it's not that hard to do. You will surely find yourself very familiar with it and comfortable in due time if you put in that work, just like you do when you casually, without stress or concern, or very little stress and concern, operate a motor vehicle. You went from shaky, sketchy, not knowing what the fuck you're doing, being fucking dangerously overconfident, and all that shit in adolescence, learning how to drive, to being the proficient, safe driver that you are in your adulthood. You can get the same way with a gun, just put your hands on it, learn how to use it. There's way too many YouTube videos and classes at these gun ranges and shit that you could be taking to curb that fear, to conquer that fear, so you can remove that from your mind, so you can protect yourself, because it's your responsibility, your duty. It ain't up to nobody else. I love my kids to life, and I can't protect them all the time. I'm not gonna be there all the time. One day I will expire and I won't be here, and they will be here. So I'm letting them know at a young age that they need to be what the fuck I am to them now when I'm not there. So if they ever are involved in a home invasion, I want my son to wake up out of sleep and get a gun and be like, hey, y'all, look at me pretending to be daddy. And then you go down the stairs and smoke that nigga. Embody me. Be me. Be whatever the fuck I would be for you, but you got to do it, though. So I'll set the example, because I'm not going to be there all the time, and it ain't even my responsibility. Because if it was, then I would always be there with you. But one day I won't be here, but you will still be here, enjoying the party. So do what I do. You didn't start that fight, then you deserve to win that fucking fight, period. And that go for my kids and anybody else. Woo bang, get a gun. Stop trusting the fucking government so much, because everybody find themselves disappointed with it. But so many people just allow it to just be what it is anyway. And I say, fuck that. Tell them they fucking fired. Tell them to get the fuck out. All of them. All of them. JB, his whole administration, all them bitches. Get the fuck out. Just leave, bro.